Okay, so now one of the things that really has given us some extra opportunities to score here over the years is to try to get the ball to the weak side of the floor into our reverse action. So we start our offense, we trigger it with our traffic cut, and we come up and we hit and stop. We don't have the first option, which was always our number one hope, is we're gonna get that layup. But when we don't, as soon as he passes them against really good defensive teams, we encourage reverse. So for us, when we say reverse, we want the P to take the ball to the weak side of the floor. Now, why would we do that? Well, pretty simple. We've got a lot of defenders over here that are used to being involved in the play. We got a lot of defenders over there that are used to taking a little bit of a break and sitting in help. So we try to go reverse, we get the ball to the elbow, and we want to quickly fire it to the weak side of the floor, and we're going to follow it. So now we have a couple things to talk about here in Rub 1 reverse. So in Rub 1 reverse, when coach comes to screen, obviously if this is a guy who can play off ball screens, it's an excellent time to play two-man game and to attack downhill. And again, not to belabor the point, but if I've just been guarding Coach Holt and I've had to sprint over this cut and sprint over it and sprint over it, I'm still sprinting to my spots, assuming that I'm involved in the play, and the ball has been fired, and I'm supposed to be tagging the roll for most good defensive teams. So when Coach Ricard fires it to Lenny on the weak side, and they can get to this two-man game, it's really very, very high percentage of the time that the help defenders from this side of the floor that should be rotating, they're behind the play. And we're able to get some good options off the ball screen. So the first thing, let's do Rub 1 reverse. We'll just work two-man game, get downhill, finish it, or jump stop and kick it, whatever you want to do. But again, you're going to notice this traffic and the rocket from the corner occur at the same time. We hit and we go reverse right now. And there's stuff going on and good, and we get the easy screen roll, and that's good. And you notice here that Coach Weber did a really good job, and it's obviously we teach it every day, but from the corner, we're always circling up behind the ball screen. So Lenny, just get the ball in the wing and stop. So right there, hold up, that's right where we were. So we don't want this shooter to stay in the corner, because it's highly, in terms of teams we play at our level, the tag, meaning the guy who's responsible to help the roller, comes from this side of the floor a lot of times. So if I was guarding Coach Weber and the ball screen occurred, a lot of times I'm trying to get down in here to help. So we do not want our shooter to stand in the corner and not only make a longer pass for Lenny, but also an easier recovery for me, who helped in to tag and stop the roll, and now I know right where the guy is. So if I lose sight of him for a second, I just sprint right back to where he was. And so for our ball screen, if we could just Lenny get to the wing, and you're gonna notice that a lot of times, just stop right there 1 second, a lot of times two guys are moving on a string. So basically, as Lenny's coming off the ball screen, he's yanking the shooter with him, and if we throw back, we want this shot to occur on the wing about where Coach Weber is right now. This is a wing foul line extended three. This is not a corner three on a ball screen throwback. For us, we want to fill high and be part of the play right here, and we like doing that. So let's do that one more time. Rub 1 reverse. Lenny, turn the corner, because I don't want to go into low yet. We'll do that in a second. So we're here. We're going Rub 1, we look first option, he skips the play, we get downhill, we jump stop, fine, and we shoot it. I don't want to throw it in there, so Coach, yeah, but that's okay. Because we're going to get to low. That's fine, and that's fine for the easy layups, which we like to get, but you'll see in a second when we put in low how that'll all fit together. Now, we're going to go to Rub 3. So in Rub 3, we get our normal traffic. Coach comes to the top. He hits and stop. So Rub 1, we went to the ball side. We always went to the ball side. Rub 3, we are going to the weak side. So coach is going to run his split with the guy who filled high, which in this case was Lenny. And again, now you're going to see we have the exact same options off this split that we had on the strong side. So let's initially go ahead and let's shoelace back cut right there. I like that. And then after you screen, we're going to pop back, coach. So, and then we'll go into our two-man game. And yep, Lenny out this way. Perfect. All right, so let's start it back to the beginning. So again, you're coming down the floor. Hold up 1 second. So we come down with our two guards up hop because our two guard inbounded it after a made basket. We're going to run our traffic. We hit. And the point guard goes rub 3. Okay, stop. Why would he go rub 3? We don't call this during the game. We put this on our point guard, the guy who makes the entry, to make the decision. So basically, if he still had the ball, just give him the ball before and he throws it to you, and the guy guarding you were to jump here, you're going that way. We don't want to fight the defense. We don't want to fight the defense. So he's going to go away and set his screen. And at that point, we would back cut, and then coach will pop, and we either have the back cut layup, or we go two-man game right behind the play. So let's do it that way here. Let's go rub 3 with a back cut, Lenny. Good. And let's hit the back cutter. Nice. Good. We hit him, and we get the layup. Good. Perfect. This time, let's rub 3, let's back cut him. We don't have him, so it's going to come to you on the pop back, and we got two-man game. So we're rub 3, he back cuts, he hits, and we follow right into ball screen. And again, stop. You see we have all of our normal options. The shooter in the corner did an excellent job of coming up at the same time we were going off the ball screen. We always roll to the rim when we have an overloaded side, which is what we had. And anytime you cut on a backdoor cut, you keep cutting. So in those two possessions, Lenny back cut. First time he got it, second time he didn't. But he never back cuts and then changes his mind. The second our players take one step backdoor, they're committed to it. That's it, end of story. If you start going backdoor, you keep going backdoor, and you just continue to cut, because we don't want these passers confused as to what the cutter is doing. We want to make it as simple on them as we possibly can. Let's do another rub 3 this time. And Lenny, let's go ahead and come off and catch it. Let's get a little rub 3 with the catch. So good, we hit him, we come off, and he catches it, stop. Now, these ones are good because these ball screens occur more in the middle of the court, and you're gonna notice right here, we're in a little bit of a different alignment where we've kind of got the floor spaced again, and these guys are always behind the three-point line for two reasons. One, we're gonna be down and ready to shoot it. Two, we want the floor spaced, and we want as few of defenders in the lane as possible. But when we catch the ball at the top and this guy is coming to screen for us, now it's probably occurring in the middle of the court. And that's a really hard screen to stop. So we've had a lot of success being able to get off this thing here and roll right downhill. And again, it's all of our same stuff. We've got the roll, the fill guys coming high, coach is good, Lucas is down and ready in the corner. So you kind of have all of your options to score it. And I guess just so we can see it, let's do one rub 3 with a tight cut, Lenny. All right, so now we're going to do rub 3 with a tight cut, just like we had over in the corner. So now you go through traffic, just curl it for a layup, good, nice, and stop. And if coach didn't have that pass for the layup, he's coming right here for two-man game, or keep it right there, and as Lenny's on his cut, he could go right to Lucas and get out of the play, and then you would just be indirect. So it's a lot of continuous ball screens, and the nice thing about the offense is you're going to have a hard time screwing it up when you're in rub 1 or rub 3 because you're constantly in two-man game. You're looking for your back cuts. If you don't have the back cuts, you're going right to two-man game with the guys rolling downhill to get right to the rim. Always looking easy opportunity. If it's a naked side, you can pick and pop. I don't know what your roster looks like, but for some of us that might be, my dad coached high school for 31 years. You're a high school coach. Some years the biggest kid you have on a team might be 6'2". And if the kid's 6'2", this becomes a good way to score because most likely not going to score inside, overpowering people without a lot of height. This gives you an offense where you can move that player inside, outside to behind the three-point line, and especially if they're a good passer, maybe lead yourself to some easy opportunities.